A big trip this week for you, Jules, when you head to beautiful Scone and the wonderful Arrowfield stud. Can't wait to see those stories, and I must admit I'm a little bit jealous. Can you bring me back and maybe cry back a little bit of that charcuterie plate, just something?
I assure you there'll be nothing left. I've heard wonders about this new chef. We are, of course, looking forward to it. It's always a wonderful time there. But what about your little road trip down south and the visit to the historic Newhaven Park? What a history it has, the Kelly family, the Golden Slipper. This is one story I've been waiting to see.
It is a lovely part of the world, and plenty of rain over the last couple of years after a big drought, so it's beautiful at the moment. My great-grandfather bought the farm, and my grandfather started with horses here after the Second World War, and my father and his family, his brothers, worked and farmed it here, and now Charles and I are here. It's an honour, and we take that seriously, the legacy of it, but then also we try to keep going forward all the time. But it's a great part of the world, Brewer, and you know, it's proved a happy hunting ground for us breeding horses.
Golden Slipper, why do you reckon Newhaven Park has had such an extraordinary connection with the Slipper?
Well, I think that our family's always been very passionate about two-year-old racing, and we're fortunate enough to have a couple of stallions like Wilkes, who got a lot of early two-year-olds, and then Marauding, who got a lot of early two-year-olds. So that's probably taken us there more than anything. But you know,
there's a lot of people who'd like to win a Melbourne Cup, but I think for the purists, probably a Golden Slipper or a Cox Plate, they're the races that you're trying to win.
Take us through some of the winners. The one that stands out to me was because Shane Dye had 4 in a row, and I remember I was on Burst.
Yeah, well, she was special for me because she's the first one that I really remember. Obviously, there was John's Hope and Vivace before that, but then Burst, she was in the first crop of Marauding, and she got beaten first up in the Gym Crack in the spring, and then came back in the autumn, got beaten again. And there was a raging favourite in the race, Clan O'Sullivan. He'd won the lead up on the Saturday by 8 lengths the fortnight before, and we'd won by half a head. And she got up and beat him, and then went on to win the Triple Crown, and she's still the only filly to win the Triple Crown.
And Burst down the outside is rocketing to the line. Burst has swamped Clan O'Sullivan, 4 straight for Shane Dye. Burst got up to beat Clan O'Sullivan.
Yeah, Burst is still here. She was born here, and we raced her, and then we sold her as a broodmare, and then when she was finished we managed to find her and get her back here so she could live the last years of her life here and be retired, and we've been looking after her, and she's, you know, everyone's, you know, she's like a family pet.
Sarah, my wife, went on a bit of a journey to find her. Yeah, big surprise for my birthday, and I hadn't seen her for 20 odd years. And she came walking around the corner. I wasn't meant to know that she was here, and I didn't know, and I saw her and I said, why is Burst here? So I don't know what, I just knew it was her. So they have a big impact on you.
Okay. So the classic English sale, Extravagant Star won the Millennium, and you yelled out, we're back in the big time. What did you mean by that?
Well, I think, you know, we had an extended period where we didn't have any stallions, and we got a new stallion 5 or 6 years ago called Delago Deluxe, and he was, like most of them, no good. And then we got Extravagant, and he's been just going along. He's only in his 3-year-old crop, and he really needed that horse to win a big race and get a good 2-year-old, and she did that. And we have been very confident for a long time that he's going pretty well, but you've got to get everyone else to believe, and the way they believe is seeing it happen. She won, and I thought that was wonderful, and then Go Lavish Girl won a Group 2 in Melbourne, so things have been getting a bit better for him all the time. But I think, you know, when you get a stallion, you buy the horse, then it takes 12 months to get him to go to stud, and you do your matings, and you get the mares, and then it takes 3 years for them to get to the racetrack, and you say it's a long time, so there's a lot of pent-up anticipation there. So to get her to come out and win like that was very exciting. Like for Darren Thomas and Mark Pilgrim, you know, great supporters of ours, and Extravagant, and Tony McAvoy to win the race, it was just a big thrill, you know, and I probably had a fair bit built-up tension. The racing business is full of stories of people who just took the opportunity, and that's why it's such a great business. Like, you look at my grandfather who just started, he was a sheep farmer, he taught himself everything about breeding horses and ended up where he ended up. Tommy Smith, Bart Cummings, Chris Waller, you know, and there's a great group of young blokes now like Henry Field, started Newgate. He's doing a great job there. So it's a wonderful industry. If you have a go and you're a bit game and you work hard, you can get somewhere.